Have you ever wondered why the world's wealthiest people often appear so ambitious or even borderline ruthless in business? We often see them as genius figures in expensive suits or minimalist plain t-shirts. But if we look through a biological lens, what we are actually seeing is an apex predator operating in its habitat. One little secret for you. Human civilization may have advanced, but our brains still carry the genetic code of our ancestors who had to survive in the middle of the jungle. In the wild, a predator succeeds not because they're the strongest, but because they understand the hunting system best. The world's billionaires don't really create new strategies. They simply borrow protocols from the leopard, the great white shark, or the wolf, and then wrap them in cool terms like big data or market expansion. Today, Synoptic will dissect 7 predator strategies that billionaires quietly use to dominate the world. Prepare your critical logic because the corporate jungle is waiting. 1. Surveillance, scouting before striking. The most successful predators in the wild, such as the leopard, spend 90% of their time not running but observing. They know when their prey is off guard, where the weak points are, and which way the wind is blowing. In the world of billionaires, this strategy is called total surveillance. The logic is this: data is the eyes of the modern predator. Tech giants don't collect your data just for fun. They're building a highly detailed prey profile. They know what you like, when you feel sad, and when you're most likely to spend money. When a billionaire wants to swallow a competitor, they don't just show up with a suitcase of cash. They scout first, through financial reports, spy on the opponent's innovation direction, and wait for the moment when the opponent's stock price drops. Surveillance is about patience. A smart predator knows that information is half the victory. If you feel constantly watched by ads that are uncannily perfect for your desires, congratulations, you are under the scout lens of the predator. 2. Territory, corporate scent marking. In the wild, animals mark their territory with scent or sound. The goal is simple: this is mine. If you enter, we go to war. In the world of power play, this is called territory or ecosystem dominance. Billionaires don't just sell products, they build fortress territories. Notice how big tech companies create ecosystems that make it hard for you to switch. You have their phone, their laptop, their watch, even their cloud storage. Everything is connected. Once you enter their territory, leaving feels extremely painful because all your data is locked in there. Logically, this is a monopoly wrapped in convenience. They mark their digital territory so that competitors have no room to breathe. If a new player tries to enter that space, the predator has 2 choices: drive them out with a price war or swallow them whole through an acquisition. 3. Ambush, the lethal sudden attack. A tiger never announces when it's about to pounce. It hides behind the bushes and then boom, it's all over in seconds. In business, this strategy is called an ambush or sudden disruptive innovation. The logic is the element of surprise. Billionaires often work on secret projects for years under the radar, then launch them just as the old industry is feeling comfortable. Remember how ride-sharing apps suddenly appeared and destroyed the conventional taxi business overnight? That was god-tier ambushing. These predators don't play by the old rules. They create new ones while their prey is sleeping. This sudden attack ensures that competitors have no time to prepare a defense. By the time they realize it, the predator has already bitten off the largest piece of the market. 4. Hierarchy, establishing who's boss. Inside a wolf pack, there is a clear order: who eats first and who gets the scraps. This is hierarchy. Humans, as biological creatures, instinctively submit to clear power structures. Billionaires perfectly understand how to play this hierarchical logic. In the boardroom, in the organizational structure, down to how they dress, everything is a dominant signal. They place alpha individuals in key positions to ensure that orders flow without resistance. They don't need to be loved, they need to be obeyed. Because in the wild, a chaotic hierarchy means a failed hunt. 5. Camouflage, disguising as a friend. Have you ever seen a grasshopper that looks exactly like a leaf? That is camouflage. The goal is so the prey doesn't run or so other predators don't attack. In the billionaire world, this strategy is frequently used through personal branding. Notice how billionaires who love wearing cheap, plain t-shirts, eat at street stalls, or appear casual as if they're one of us. The logic is to dampen social jealousy and build trust. When they look human and relatable, we tend to forget that they actually have the power to move a nation's economy. You'll be more willing to give up your data or spend your money on their platform if you feel the boss is a nice person you'd want to have coffee with. This disguise is a genius communication protocol to hide the predator's fangs behind a friendly smile. 6. Resource guarding, fencing the watering hole. During the dry season, a lion will guard the only remaining watering hole. Anyone who wants to drink must go through him first. In economics, this is called resource guarding or control of strategic resources. Billionaires often buy not just the product, but the raw materials, whether it's nickel mines for batteries, undersea cables for the internet, or patents for a crucial technology. They fence off these resources so that competitors must pay a tribute just to survive. The logic of this strategy is to create dependency. When you control the water source, you no longer need to hunt. The prey will come to you. This is the most stable long-term defense strategy in the history of power play. Culling, removing the weak for the group. Finally, the coldest strategy, culling. In the wild, predators often target the sick or the weak so that their group is not burdened. In the corporate world, this is merciless efficiency. When a billionaire carries out mass layoffs of thousands of employees or shuts down a company division deemed unprofitable, the logic used is predator logic. They discard the weight so that the company's body can still run fast. Does it sound cruel? It is, but for an apex predator, the survival of the system is more important than the fate of the individuals within it. They perform artificial natural selection to ensure that only the most efficient remain. This strategy ensures they stay at the top of the food chain, even if it means sacrificing much along the way. So, what is the common thread among these 7 strategies? According to synoptic logic, the modern world is merely a jungle equipped with air conditioning. The human biological instinct to hunt, control territory, and dominate has never gone away. It has simply transformed into numbers on the stock exchange. Understanding these predator strategies doesn't mean we have to become bad people, but it's so that we realize that behind the convenience of apps and the ease of technology we enjoy, there is a highly competitive biological mechanism at work. Billionaires are those who have successfully aligned their individual seed with the modern capitalist system. True power is not in how big your muscles are, but in how well you understand the hunting protocols in your environment. If you're not aware of who the predators are around you, chances are you are part of their food chain. Thank you for watching till the end. If you like how we explain complex things to make them make more sense, don't forget to follow Synoptic. We will continue to discuss many everyday things that are actually fascinating as long as they are explained the right way. Synoptic, the world simplified, one thought at a time.